This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So first of all, about me, I'm Pawan, trainer for Selenium. Basically, I'm an MSBI graduate. I have around 17 years of IT experience on different areas on .NET development, database, MSBI, testing. Like in different areas I worked in TCS and Microsoft on different platforms. Currently, I'm working as a trainer. I do take corporate trainings, online trainings, and classroom trainings. And before going to start the things, I think all of you have manual testing knowledge, right? I hope everybody is having manual testing knowledge. Yes or no? Okay. So what we are doing in today's class is we do discuss about automation testing with Selenium. Basically, as we know, as a tester, when you join in a company, our responsibility is we have to test the quality of the software. Means whether the developed software is properly working or not, and all the client requirements are satisfied or not, we have to check. As a test engineer, when you join in a company, our main role will be we have to check the quality of the software. Means whether the software is properly working or not, and all the client requirements are satisfied or not, which we can do in two ways. One you call as manual testing, and other one what you call as automation testing. So for every project, manual testing is mandatory. Compulsorily, we have to conduct manual testing. What we are doing there, we are conducting the software testing only by following manual approaches. We are not using any tool or any program to conduct the test. Only manual approaches you are going to follow to conduct the test. There what we did in your manual testing, you understand the client requirements, you identify the test scenarios, and we are going to prepare the test cases, execute them. If it is passed, well and good. If it is failed, we are going to prepare a defect report, send to dev team. The dev team is going to fix the problem. On the modified software, retesting and regression testing we are conducting. These are the different activities we do perform as a tester. So in manual testing, what you are doing, we are conducting the software testing only by following manual approaches. Like for example, I have some scenario like this. There is one client called eBay who wants to have some website for their day-to-day operations. So eBay client wants to implement a website for e-commerce operations. And one of the client requirement is like this. Provide a search facility to search for different products under different categories. This is what is the client requirement. He wants to provide a search facility to search for different products under different categories. Now, based on the client requirement, the developer developed the software called ebay.com, and he satisfies the client requirement by implementing that feature like search facility. Here search facility is provided where you can select some category, some product, and you can search for it. So client asked about some requirement, developer developed that one. Now coming to testing part, you have to test the requirement. So first what you have to do, you have to understand the client requirement. This is what is the client requirement. Based on that, you have to identify the test scenario. So what is the test scenario means? Anybody? What is test scenario? If only I'm speaking in the class, it won't be good. Anything you know, just speak out.
Sir, it is like a requirement mentioned in the BRS, business requirement specification.
Right. The test scenario is nothing but the feature or functionality to be tested. Means what to test is what you call test scenario. According to my above example, what is the feature we are testing here? The search functionality you are testing. Client asked about search functionality. Developer implemented the search functionality, and we have to test that search functionality. So what I'll do is verifying the search process or search functionality or search procedure. Anything you can write. This is what is my test scenario. And after identifying the test scenario, we have to prepare a test case. What is a test case? Different conditions we are using to test the functionality is what you called as test case. Different conditions we are using to test the functionalities is what you called as test case. Now, according to this functionality, what I have to do, I have to check the search process with valid category and product details. So this is what is the way how you are going to test it. What to test, how to test. But in a notepad, you don't write like this. What you are going to do, you will follow a test case template to write your test case. Whatever format you know, you can just follow that. Every company will have their own format, and most probably same content will be there. Here and there, the representation is going to different, but content is almost the same. So the project I'm testing is eBay. Module I'm testing is search module, prepared by the person name, designation, and preparation date. And what is our test case? My scenario is verifying the search process. What is my test case? Checking search process with valid category and product details. And what is the precondition? Means what should be ready to test it. eBay homepage is ready. Then you can do it. How? First I'm going to open my eBay site, like http://ebay.com. Then I'm selecting the category like cameras and photo. And then I'm going to type product name like Sony. Then click on search button. What is expected? Related products under selected category must be displayed. This what you are doing as a manual tester. First you are understanding the client requirement, then you are identifying the test scenario, then you are preparing a test case like this. After the test case preparation is over, then we are going to do the test execution. Means what? You will open this test case and you follow the steps, like opening the ebay.com site. Second step, selecting cameras and photo. Third step, typing Sony, then click on the search button. And camera and photo related Sony products are coming or not, we are checking. Yes, only camera and photo related Sony products are coming. So what is our actual result? Related products only are displayed. My expected result matched with actual result, so we call it as pass. This is how we are doing our manual testing. So for every project, for every functionality, we have to conduct manual testing like it, like this. Suppose 100 functionalities are there, 100 test cases you are writing, 100 test cases you are executing, pass or fail you are mentioning. Then why should go for automation testing? First, what is automation testing? If we are conducting the testing by following a tool and a program, then that is what you call as automation testing. If we are conducting the software testing only by following some tool and a program, then we can call that as automation testing. So when you are going to do manual testing and when you are going for automation testing. So there are some drawbacks in the manual testing which makes the companies to use automation testing. Let us see about them. Drawbacks of manual testing. See, it is a time consuming process. In case of repeated testing, like retesting and regression testing. Anybody? What is retesting?
Like testing the application again and again, like functionality of application again and again.
Yeah. What is regression testing? Others? What is retesting? What is regression testing?
So
Whatever you,
retesting is done. Retesting is done when a defect is detected by a tester previously, and then it was sent back to the developer team, and they correct the defect and they send it back to the tester. Then it is called retesting. And if in a scenario ABC, if there is a relation between A and B, and we check about if A is correct and there is no issues, and in B if there is any defect, then we send back to the developer team and they correct the B part. So in this scenario, regression testing is done.
correct, almost correct. See, retesting means simply testing the fixed functionality. Testing the fixed functionality. Previously, you tested one functionality, it was failed. So you send a defect report to dev team fixed the problem, modified software send back to you. Again, it is my responsibility to ensure whether the defect is really fixed or not. That is what we call retesting. So testing the fixed functionality is called retesting. After retesting, immediately regression testing will be done. Because of the bug fixation, some build modification is happened. So any dependent functionalities based on the fixed functionality are having any side effects, we have to check there. Suppose based on that functionality, 3 or 4 other functionalities are there. For example, let me try to take a scenario like this. See, assume that I have a functionality like this, scenario like this. There are 10 functionalities I'm having. Out of 10, 2, 4, 6, 8 are important functionalities. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are depending on third. Means any modification you made to third that will affect 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the scenario I'm having. Now what we did, third functionality you tested. When you tested the functionalities, 1 is working, 2 is working, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are working properly. Third functionality is failed. Now what we do, we will provide a defect report sent to the dev team. Dev team fixed the problem. Then again I will test whether the third functionality is properly working or not, which is called retesting. Once the third functionality is completed, then what I will do, previously the dependents called 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are working properly. After the build modification, is there any side effects on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or not, I will check. That is called regression testing. Testing the side effects on the dependents based on the fixed functionality. So whether it is retesting or regression testing, that is a repeated testing only. Again and again you are testing. That's called retesting, regression testing. Let us suppose that this is the functionality what you tested, it was passed. Well and good. Assume that this expected result not matched with actual result and your test is failed. Assume that your expected result not matched with actual result and your test is failed. Now you send a defect report to dev team. Dev team fixed the problem. Now again I have to test whether this bug is really fixed or not. Means what? Again all these steps manually I have to perform. When 3, 4 steps are there, it's okay. Let us say this is a 40-step functionality. It is a 40-step functionality. So first time 40 steps you followed and you tested, it was failed. Then you prepared a defect report, sent to the dev team. Dev team fixed the problem. And again, after the bug is fixed, modified software is reached back to you. Again, you are testing whether the previously identified defect is fixed or not, you are checking. So that is what you call as retesting. So in this case, what I have to do, again, all the 40 steps manually I have to perform. Previously, I performed 40 steps manually. Again, in retesting, those 40 steps manually I have to do there, which is a difficult task. That's why manual testing is called as a time-consuming process in case of repeated testing like retesting and regression testing. That is the situation where we go for automation testing. Why? In automation testing, only once you have some effort to write a program called test script. Once you write the program, next time onwards, whenever the test has to be conducted, simply we can open the program and execute the program. That's it. So automation testing makes the things to be done fastly. It is faster and requires less resources. So whenever a test has to be done only once, then we go for manual testing. Whenever the test has to be conducted repeatedly, then you go for automation testing. For every project, first manual testing will be conducted. Suppose there are 50 functionalities. All 50 you tested manually. All 50 are passed. Then you no need to go for automation testing. Suppose out of 50, 40 are passed, 10 are failed. Then for those 10 failed test cases, automation testing will be done. Based on the BRS document, manual tester will prepare the test cases. And based on the failed test cases, automation tester will write the test scripts. So reference for the automation tester is failed test cases are the reference for the automation tester. So let us say this is the test case given to the automation tester. Assuming the test was failed, expected not matched with actual, assuming it was failed. Now I given this test case to the automation team. Now automation team will prepare a test script based on the steps in the test case. So what they will do, they will prepare a program, something like this. Don't worry, we'll learn how to write these programs. I'm just giving some demo. What is manual testing? What is automation testing? When to go for which kind of thing. So automation tester will prepare a script, something like this. How to open the ebay.com site. How to select cameras and photo. And how to type Sony in the text box. And how to click on the button. So for that, he written some script. And if everything is successful, this is the message that has to come. Like that, one time some effort will be there for the automation tester to prepare a test script. From now onwards, whenever the test has to be conducted, I can simply open the script, I can run it. Everything will be done automatically. So whether you are having 4 steps or 40 steps, you don't have any issue. You just open the program and you will execute the program. Every step will be done automatically. Executing. I'm running the test. So once you prepare the test script, how many number of times you want, you can able to execute without doing anything. See there, it started execution. Everything will be done automatically. You no need to do anything manually here. Only test script preparation you are doing. So first it will open the Google Chrome. Then in that it will open the ebay.com site. And selected cameras and photo, typed Sony, and click on the search button. Search was completed successfully. And you have a message. eBay search test is successful. One run, one passed, no failures, no skips you are getting. So this is what is the use of automation testing. So the drawbacks of manual testing are rectified by automation testing. Advantages of automation testing. What are they? It is faster and requires less resources. So whenever one-time testing to be conducted, we go for manual testing. Whenever any repeated testing is required, then you go for automation testing like this. Any questions till now? Any questions to anybody? I hope you understand now when you have to go for manual, when you have to go for automation, and what is the difference between them. Any questions to anybody? If you say yes or no, I can understand, I can go further. Even you can type in the chat window. Everything is clear? Okay. Please try to respond when I ask a question so that I can understand whether you are able to understand or not. You can simply say yes or no in the chat window. So all of you understand till now? Right. So only 1 or 2 people are replying. Please everybody be reply so that I can understand, so that I can go further. right? Thank you. So this is the first drawback of manual testing and how it is rectified by automation testing. Second thing is, see, you no need to keep quiet. When you have any doubt, you can speak out. If it is relevant, immediately I'll answer. If it is useful for everybody, immediately I'll answer. Otherwise, at the end of the class, I can discuss you that one. But don't keep your doubts pending. Keep ask your doubts. Be interactive. Right. Second drawback of manual testing is test suite execution is not possible. Tell me, what is test suite? Anybody? What is test suite? Collection of test cases is what you call as test suite. A collection of test cases is what you call as test suite. As a manual tester, only one test you can execute at a time. After one test is completed, then you can execute the second test. But more than one test at a time you can't execute. Whereas with automation testing, test suite execution can be performed. Means multiple tests I can do at a time using automation testing. For that, we use something like TestNG. Everything we'll discuss practically later on. I'm just giving some overview to you. Say for example, I have two tests with me. One is in the ebay.com, I want to search for Selenium WebDriver products under books category. This is one search test for me. And I have entirely different functionality test. In the Amazon.in website, LG products I want to test. So these are two different programs, two different functionalities. If you are a manual tester, first functionality how to test separately, second functionality how to test separately. Whereas in automation testing, what you can do, I can able to create one configuration file. In that I'll mention what are all the different programs I want to execute. Amazon test I want to execute, eBay test I want to execute, I mentioned. And now what I will do, I'm going to run this configuration file. Just sit back. All the tests, whatever you mentioned in the configuration file, will be executed one by one. This is my first test. Opening ebay.com site. Searching for books category Selenium WebDriver. Done successfully. Automatically, one more test is started. And this time it will open Amazon.in website and search for LG products here. See, it is searching for LG products. Like that, test suite execution you can able to perform using our automation testing, which is not possible with our manual testing. You can observe here, 2 runs, 2 passed, no failures, no skips. eBay search test is successful, Amazon search test is successful. Next, the third drawback with manual testing is 100% accuracy may not be possible because humans are conducting manual testing. Because of human errors, you can't expect 100% accuracy. Whereas with automation testing, we can expect 100% accuracy because the tool is conducting the test. And finally, another drawback of manual testing is data-driven testing is very difficult. So what is data-driven testing? Testing the same functionality repeatedly with different test data is what you called as data-driven testing. Testing the same functionality repeatedly with different test data is called as data-driven testing. Means what? Like for example, take a login test. I will check the login process with valid username, valid password. Second, valid username, invalid password. Third, invalid username, valid password. Fourth, invalid username, invalid password. Means with 4 different inputs, I have to test the login process. That is called data-driven testing, where you will maintain that test data either in an Excel sheet or in a database. I'll maintain the test data and I'll take one by one record from the Excel and perform the test. Again, second record from the Excel and perform the test. That will be done repeatedly. So if more number of records are there in the Excel sheet, it is very difficult. Suppose 2-3 records are there, okay. Suppose if I have 1000 records, 1000 times I have to do the test manually, which is very, very difficult. This kind of test you can do quite easily in automation testing. Data-driven testing can be done easily. See, for example, this product search in the ebay.com, I want to do repeatedly. So first of all, I'm maintaining one Excel sheet for it. Something like this. A test data I'm maintaining in the Excel sheet. See there. Books category, Selenium WebDriver. Music category, English music. 2 records I have. Like that, n number of records you can maintain. And simply what I do from Selenium, I can prepare one test script like this. In that, I'll write some program. Reading that Excel file, sheet 1, identifying the active rows, opening the ebay.com, row by row I'm iterating. In the first row, cell 1, cell 2 I'm taking, storing in some variables. Based on that, I'm performing the test. Again, taking the second row, based on that, I'll perform the test. Like row by row, the test execution is going to happen there. Now, let me run this and see the result. So how many records are there? That many times your program will execute automatically. See, first iteration. Books category, Selenium WebDriver books are going to be searched. Done. Second iteration. Music category, English music is going to be searched. Done. Like that, data-driven testing can be done quite easily. Like this, there are some drawbacks with your manual testing which are rectified by automation testing. So this automation testing we can conduct by using different tools. The most important tools available in the market are QTP, Nowadays, you will call it as UFT and Selenium. These are the two competitive softwares for conducting the functionality testing through automation. Around 3-4 years back, we have more projects on QTP rather than Selenium. But now Selenium is gaining the market because of more facilities it is providing over QTP. QTP stands for Quick Test Professional or Unified Functional Tester. These are the different names we are going to have for it. Quick Test Professional or Unified Functional Tester. And let us see why we have to go for Selenium rather than QTP. So these are the two competitive softwares what we have in the market for doing functionality testing through automation. See, first of all, QTP is a productive software. Means you have to purchase the license from the HP company. Then only we have to make use of it. Whereas Selenium is a open source software. Means it's free of cost. You no need to purchase any license from anybody. Freely you can able to download it. You can able to make use of it. Second, QTP supports only few programming languages like VB Script, C#.NET to implement your test script. Whereas Selenium supports most of the object-oriented programming languages like Java or Python or .NET or Ruby or Perl, like multiple object-oriented programming languages you can use to implement the script. And it is installed on Windows computers, and Selenium is platform independent. On Windows or Linux or Mac, anywhere you can use it. And coming to QTP, it supports only IE browser. Whereas Selenium is browser compatible. You can use Chrome browser, Firefox browser, Internet Explorer browser, Safari, Opera, multiple browsers it is going to support. And QTP can be used to test a desktop-based application or a web application or a mobile application, whereas Selenium can be used to test only web and mobile applications. Because of all these advantages, most of the companies are using Selenium rather than QTP. This is what is the main important advantage of Selenium over QTP. Any questions till now? I hope you got an idea what is automation testing, what are the advantages, and why we have to go for Selenium. Any questions to anybody? Any questions?
Sorry, your mid like QTP, you have mentioned it. IE, it supports for IE. Can you say what is IE? Sir?
Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer browser. Yeah. Right. Now, coming to Selenium. Selenium is a platform which is a combination of different tools, frameworks, and integration with other third-party softwares together as a unit. Majorly, there are three components in Selenium. If you go to the official website of Selenium, that is selenium.dev, you can able to get them. There are three main important components in Selenium. One is Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Grid. These are the three important components in our Selenium. So the first one we are having is Selenium IDE. It is a record and play tool. Means what you can do in the Selenium IDE is we can start recording using the tool. One time you can do the test manually, and after the test execution is completed, you can stop the recording and automatically some script is generated for us. So in Selenium IDE tool, you no need to write the script. Script will be generated automatically. But it has some limitations. Only on Chrome and Firefox browsers you can use. Only predefined commands we have to use. You can't write customized commands there. It's very first and oldest tool in Selenium. Nowadays, nobody are using that. What you are using? Selenium WebDriver. Our entire course, your real time depends on Selenium WebDriver only. Selenium WebDriver is a framework which has a lot of predefined services. So if you want to do some operation with the help of some programming language, you invoke that service. Like for example, previously we discussed one example, eBay product search. So I want to open a browser. Then I'm using Chrome driver class. I want to open a URL. Then I am using a get method. I want to find an element. Then find element method I am using. So these are predefined methods available in Selenium WebDriver. Using some Java programming language, I'm invoking them. So this is what you do in Selenium WebDriver. So to learn manual testing, you don't require any prerequisite knowledge. But to learn automation testing, at least one programming language fundamental knowledge you require. So I'll come to that, what we're discussing in the course. And finally, we have Selenium Grid. This is a cross-browser, cross-platform testing tool. Means how your functionality is working on different operating systems and how it is working on different browsers we are testing here. How the software is working on different operating system and different browsers we are going to test. Right. So how you start our course is, first we'll begin with Selenium IDE. Just one class I'll discuss. Nobody are using it. That is in the syllabus. We are seeing that. Next, straight away, I can't start Selenium WebDriver because you need some programming language knowledge. So Java fundamentals I am going to start. I assume that you don't have any Java knowledge. Once again, see, you are not a Java professional. 100% of Java programming is not required for us. Just basics. Just 5% of core Java knowledge is only required for us. So what we have to do now? Basics of Java fundamentals we have to learn. Around 3 to 4 weeks, I'll discuss on Java fundamentals only. How good you are in Java fundamentals, Selenium becomes that much easy for you. Even when you go to the Selenium interview, first they will ask you the Java questions. When you are answering, then only they will ask you the Selenium questions. We'll discuss. You no need to join any Java course separately. I'll teach you that here, what you require as a tester. Even you put 6 years, 7 years experience in Selenium, how much extent of Java is required for you, I'll teach you that in the class. Then we'll go to Selenium WebDriver. First, we'll discuss about basics here. Means how to identify different controls, how to use different locators, how to work with Excel, how to perform keyboard and mouse operations, all the things we learn. Then we'll go to advanced Selenium, where we learn about TestNG, Maven, Jenkins, automation frameworks. In that, we'll see page object model, data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework, hybrid framework, Cucumber framework, all the things we'll discuss. Then we'll see Selenium Grid. And some SQL fundamentals also we require. Because database testing also you are going to conduct. So these are the different topics what we are going to discuss, and it will take around 50 days for our session. Monday to Friday we have 1 hour live class, and don't worry about the notes part. I will share you the soft copy of material to you, and also I do the recording of each and every session going on. That recorded session will deliver to you so that you can revise your class how many times you want. This is from my side. Any questions from any of you?
Okay, sir, in that test suits, is it possible to like test for the same website for different products? Like
Yes, you can.
you showed. Okay.
You can. Right. Thank you all.